Okay, here we are. We got a 2001 International Amtran school bus that's been converted into a motorhome. Asking $25,000 for it. And here it is. Um, Never did get the whole thing completely painted, although I've had it now for, oh my goodness, almost 5 years. But I've always concentrated on the interior of it. It's got brand new tires on the front end. Also has 2 new batteries. So that thing's good to go for quite some time. It has a DT 466E International engine with an Allison transmission. It has just a little over 115,000 miles on it. For a diesel engine with an Allison transmission, that's probably maybe a quarter of what it can actually do and last. So this thing's good to go for a very long time. As you can see, we got some understorage here. This bus has a lot of understorage. Underneath here, I've got storage for an awning. I created an awning using these wooden poles and tarps, and there are hooks up here on the side of the bus that it hooks onto. The bus comes with a ladder to be able to get to all of that, and the poles and the ropes and everything. It creates a huge awning. It's great shade and everything. Underneath here, don't mind the water jugs and stuff. I've just had them stored. There's a 20-gallon gray water tank underneath there. It sits directly underneath the shower, and there's a line there, the blue line that comes along from the kitchen sink and runs down and drains into that. Over here on the other side, we have more storage. Here we have the brains of the operation. That's the fuse box panel and everything. And down below is where the new batteries are sitting. And as you can see, we have more under storage underneath here. A ladder, got chairs, ramps, lifts, a pad that can go down on the ground underneath the awning, so you've got a clean floor all the time. And then back here, this last under storage is where I've always stored the firewood. Got plenty of room for storing firewood. If you go camping, you can take a lot of wood with you if you got the wood. I also want to mention that right here is the plug-in for shore power, 120 volts. I've got adapters for a regular extension cord that can go into a 30 amp plug-in at a campground. Well, let's take a look inside, shall we? We'll start up here at the front end. Watch your step. All right, here's the cockpit area, the driver's area. That little button right there feeds a line that goes to these 2 little LED lights for the dash, because the original dash lights stopped working, and in order to fix them, you have to replace almost the whole dash, I think. I'm not sure, but these things work so good and are really cool. But as you can see, this thing only has 115,140 miles on it. So it is got a long time to go. Push button transmission with the airlock brakes, cup holder, and it has an auto throttle. So when you want to warm the thing up, you turn it on, you hit the low end, it'll bring the RPMs of the engine up and help it warm up a lot faster. I have a 1500 watt 3000 max power inverter pure sine wave that can hook to the batteries on the bus. I did a long trip and had them hooked into the batteries, and I got a line that runs up from it. It was down in the battery box with the batteries where I had it mounted at, and it runs up through the bus, and there's a cord that can plug into that outlet down underneath there, and that provided power for the bus to keep the fridge running and everything for on a long trip. It would run off of the alternator. So anyway, here's the bus, the interior. We have a booth right here with seating for 4 if you're skinny, I guess. But it's very comfortable for a couple of people. Built this table and all that. There used to be a couch sitting here, and it just wasn't practical. I thought I would use more sleeping area, but didn't really need it. So I've always wanted a table. This was my original plan when building the bus anyway. And over here, as you can see, is the kitchen area. We've got storage up here for dishes and other things like that. Down below we got a Storage closet with a broom, some coat hangers. And here I got storage for food, dry goods, stuff like that if needed. And we decided to put curtains on here instead of doors, mainly because they're just a lot lighter. They seem to look prettier. They seem to accent things a lot better than putting doors on here. Right here is a Camp Chef propane stove and oven. It works really good. I used 1 pound canisters for it down under here, and that just seems to work the best. I've got a whole case of them. I probably in 5 years have maybe gone through maybe half of them, so they're still on here and can come with the bus. Didn't want a big huge giant sink, but this thing works pretty well for washing dishes. I've also got a strainer that literally fits right on top of it real well. Past few times I've gone camping, I didn't bring water on the bus because it was just easier to go over to one of the sinks they supply at the state parks. And that seemed to work really well. And one other thing is we got a microwave under here. That works really good. And more storage underneath there. Those spots right there was where I had some water. Rule: do not save 1 gallon jugs of water and reuse them and refill them, because they do eventually start leaking. I was surprised by that. Over here, this is the coffee nook area. With the other cabinet, can keep spices. I've got other dry goods and other things up in there. The coffee mugs. The cabinet was made to fit the coffee mugs exactly. The door overlaps the top ends of the cups, locks them in. I've got these hanging jars here for coffee, sugar, and tea. And great place for the coffee maker. That will be coming with the bus as well. And let's see what else. Here is silverware drawer. Works really good. The other 2 drawers mostly just got like miscellaneous tools, things like that in them. Let's see. We've got a built-in refrigerator, freezer. And it works really good. I got to shut off right at the moment. But, yeah, I'm going to have to get those out of there. But anyway, it works really good. And the way the doors are set up, magnetic and everything, they don't come flying open on you when you're trying to drive. Right here is the wood-burning stove. And I will tell you this, it will burn you out of here if the fire's too big in it. It can get really hot. And down below, we have wood storage. And there's a door. If you notice on the outside of the bus, there's a door back behind here. And I left this open right here to be able to see in. You can open that door from the outside and start putting wood in underneath there. So you don't have to carry wood through the bus, dropping things all over the place. And then it's got plenty of flashing, heat, reflection. It works really, really good. I built this countertop over top of the refrigerator, so if you're pulling things out, you're able to just kind of sit them right up on top of there. It's turned out to be a great preparation area. All right, so let's move a little further back. We're going to go into the bathroom. Here I have these accordion doors that have been in here. There's one on each end of the thing. I got these Velcro ties right here to hold them in place. And of course, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but there it is. Okay, and there's another accordion door right there, so you can close the bathroom off completely from the front and the back. Okay, here we've got storage for toiletries, soap, extra toilet paper. There's a spray water bottle there with vinegar and water in it that helps with this. A Nature's Head composting toilet. It's got a urine diverter up there in the front, and the feces and everything goes in the back. Got a crank handle for mixing it all up. You put like peat moss or coconut dust or something down in there that helps with composting. And I tell you what, it never smells. You have no smell because we've got the small little 12-volt fan that's built into the thing, and the hose goes out and it runs outside the bus, so you never have a smell in here at all. Okay, and over on this side here, we have the shower, and this is lined in cedar. It is a 32-inch by 32-inch shower. It has not been finished, though. It still needs to be caulked and sealed. So this shower has never been used. The drain runs right down into that 20-gallon gray water tank we saw earlier. And the corner, I was hoping to put a little shelf in there to hold shampoo, soap, things like that. And I'm also planning on, I got a little towel rack right there under that light in order, you know, to hang your towel and stuff. And probably could use a good rug or something in here that would take care of that. Okay, now further back we have our berth, bunk beds. I've slept in this. It's quite comfortable. So I've got a memory foam mattress on it. Definitely stays warm in there. You can always get another curtain, hang up in front, and close the whole thing off. It's got its own outlet in there, so somebody who's in there can plug in a charger, a little light, whatever they want. And up above is another bunk bed, but it's actually being used for storage because it's never been slept in. And so we just got using it for storage, extra mattresses, blankets, other things like that. Over here on this side, we have more storage. Big closet. Got air mattresses, survival food. These blankets right here got magnetic hooks on them, and they actually hang up in the front window of the bus to not only help keep heat and cool in, but also for privacy. And I've got these custom made that I made. They're the screens. There are 5 of them, and they'll actually fit in the windows, so you can open the bus up and have some airflow coming through and not have the bugs coming in. Also, I wanted to point out too that up here in this roof vent, I have a 20-inch box fan. I was using those cords there to hold them in, and you can sit there and open up that hatch, put the fan in, and have it blowing up out, and you can run the cord along through there and then right on down to the outlet down there, and you now have a good air source of air vent pulling air out. All right, so further back here, we go back to the master bed. First of all, I'll show you this big drawer we got for storing clothes. I got a lot of DVDs and movies and stuff in there right now, but it works really good. It's very roomy. You can probably fit 2 people's worth of clothes in that thing. You go camping, having a long camping trip. Over here, we have a computer desk. That chair right there, you can get yourself a chair that just folds up and unfolds and sits down here. So if anybody buys this bus that's a YouTuber, they have a place to be able to sit and do their work, or if they work from home, you know, any kind of job that's like that, you can use this desk for that. It is really good. It's mounted in there. It's not going anywhere. Here's the master bed back here. It's a full-size bed. It has storage underneath. Underneath there's a 20-gallon freshwater tank and a 12-volt pump that's connected to the batteries of the bus. And it's got a pressure switch on it, so you can turn it on by this little switch down underneath here, and it'll turn on, pump up the pressure, and then shut down when the pressure gets up, and so it only kicks back on again when you open up a faucet, so you don't run the batteries down. Right now I got this TV sitting in here. It's kind of an old rundown TV. The sound is horrible on it, but it kind of shows you what you can do in there. As you can see, there's storage underneath that for extra blankets, things like that. Right now I just got propped up to hold up because the TV won't stay up with that thing down, but it comes down on an angle. And over here we've got a nightstand that's mounted in, and this nice light right here. And this is my daughter's artwork. We're going to leave it with the bus because we just think it fits right there so well. But this is what we have here. Nightstand with a drawer. As I said, it's mounted in there, and it works really good. This is a great place to kind of come and hang out. It's kind of like a man cave, I guess, or a doghouse if I get in trouble. I can't think of a better doghouse. So anyway, here's the bus. This is it, and I hope you enjoyed the tour, and if you're interested, please let me know. This video is going to be uploaded to YouTube, and it will only stay up as long as the bus is for sale. So if you're seeing it, that means it is still available. So I'm asking $25,000 for the bus, which is very small compared to what other Schoolies are going for. This isn't the most fancy Schoolie, but it sure is comfortable. It's very nice. It's perfect for what it was designed to do. So you all have a wonderful